If you want to know how to get approved for up to $20,000 at Navy Federal, watch this video. So I decided to apply for Navy Federal's Flagship Rewards credit card to take advantage of their current promotions, and I got an instant approval with a $20,000 starting limit. So I thought it would be a good idea to share Navy Federal's credit application process in this video, as well as my personal data points on applying for this credit card and what it took for me to get an instant approval. So hopefully after watching this video to the very end, you'll be able to achieve the same results. What's going on YouTube? My name is Art. Welcome to my channel. If you find this video or any of my other videos on my channel helpful, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed, thank you for your continued support. Now, as you may already know, Navy Federal is the largest credit union in America. And one of the reasons why they're so popular is because of their generous credit card limits. Even if you're new to credit, it's still very possible to get a starting limit between $5,000 and $10,000 with Navy Federal. And with the ability to request a credit limit increase every 6 months or 180 days, you'll be able to get a $20,000 credit card limit very quickly, even if your starting limit is at $5,000. Now, before I dive deep into credit strategies, let's first go over Navy Federal's credit application process. The very first step is to be a member at Navy Federal. You can do this online by visiting NavyFederal.org and filling out the membership application. Now, once you're a member, step number 2 is to pre-qualify for Navy Federal's credit cards. Again, you could easily do this online just like I did, and the pre-qualification process shouldn't take no more than a few minutes because most of your information will already be pre-filled. The great thing about Navy Federal is that you'll be able to see which credit cards you'll qualify for without a hard pull to your credit. So here's a quick walkthrough video of the pre-qualification process. So when you're on NavyFederal.org, on the credit card webpage, you'll see a quote-unquote pre-qualify me button. And once you click that button, you'll be taken to another webpage that's titled Pre-Qualify for a New Credit Card. Now on this webpage, you'll enter in your personal information, which will already be pre-filled. You'll also be asked a few questions about active duty status as well as your financials. Now once you enter in your total annual income as well as your monthly housing expenses, you'll then give Navy Federal authorization to soft pull your credit. Now once you submit, then you'll be able to see which credit cards you're pre-qualified for, and that window should look something like this. Now hopefully you'll have multiple credit card options to choose from, and if you see that you're qualified for the credit card that you want and like, then step number 3 is to apply for that credit card. Now once you click on the Apply Now button, you'll then be taken to another web page that will ask you more questions about your income and employment. During this process, you'll also have more options and opportunities to add an authorized user or transfer a balance. You could do this now or you could do this sometime in the future. It's completely up to you. Then once you read through all of the disclosures, and please read through all of the disclosures and submit your application, it's now at this time where I personally received one hard inquiry on my TransUnion credit report. And if you're instantly approved for the credit card that you applied for, just like I was, then you'll be taken to a window that looks like this. Now on this window or webpage, you'll see your starting credit card limit, your APR, and where your credit card will be sent to and how long it will take to get there. Now, if you're approved for the credit card, but you don't see a web page like this, then you will receive an email showing that you are pre-approved or approved for the credit card that you just applied for. And those emails will look something like this. And on that email, it will show you your credit card starting limit, APR, and your payment due date. Now, again, the whole pre-qualification process shouldn't take no more than a few minutes. However, the whole credit application process can be completed in 10 minutes or less. Now let's shift gears and talk about my data points and what I feel that you could do to increase your odds of a credit card application approval with Navy Federal. Now at the time of applying for this credit card, my personal credit score was 700 plus, and I had 4 inquiries on my Experian report, but I only had 1 hard inquiry on my TransUnion report, and my credit utilization ratio was less than 5%. The highest credit card limit that I had at the time of applying for this credit card was $20,000, and that was a Chase credit card. And I like to mention this because Chase is a tier 1 bank, and banks like to look at comparable credit when applying for new credit cards with that specific institution. I've also been a member with Navy Federal for less than a year. However, I did have direct deposit set up for about 6 months, and that's at the time of me shooting this video. Now, this is a great setup when applying for credit, and I did expect to get an approval with Navy Federal. But in my opinion, here are the things that I feel that helped me get an instant approval with Navy Federal at such a high credit card limit. Number one is having direct deposit set up, because the banks like to see consistent deposits over a set period of time. Number two is low credit utilization ratio. Now, the banks don't want you running off with their money, so having a good history of credit management is a positive thing in their eyes. Now, number three is because of comparable credit. Now, mind you that this is my first credit card with Navy Federal, and I personally believe that the reason why I got such a high starting credit card limit is because of comparable credit. And again, that comparable credit is from my Chase credit card, because it seems like they match my credit limit from my Chase credit card and attach that to my starting limit to my Navy Federal credit card. Now, number four is having a low debt to income ratio. Now, in credit cards, this is calculated with your housing payment plus your consumer debt found on your credit report divided by your overall income. Now, if you could recall during the application process, they asked multiple times what my annual income and monthly housing payments were. With that information plus the information that was found on my credit report, they were able to calculate my debt to income ratio. Now, I'm not sure what the max debt to income ratio is on credit cards or what the max debt to income ratio is with Navy Federal. However, if you do know, please let us know in the comment section below. As you may can tell, I'm a firm believer in being prepared, especially when it comes to finances. And that's because I personally believe that financial literacy equals financial wealth. So if you're looking for an instant approval with Navy Federal, please use this video as a guide. Now, I'm going to conclude the video here, but as soon as I get the credit card in the mail, I do plan on making a second video about this card and all of its benefits. So if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel and like the video to support the effort that goes into making videos just like this. And if you have any questions until then, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comment section below. Until next time, I hope you have a great day and a great life, and I'll see you on the next video.